Matt, hey, right here.
What's up? How you doing?
Is it weird? Did you like it better when we were like on the other side of the computer and close enough to see us?
No, I actually like this. This give me a feel of some normalcy. So I like this a lot better.
So Keion, what about those kids in those Louisville shoes? You guys are kind of tough on them, right?
Yeah, he came with the Louisville shoes, but we just gave him a hard time. But he's a great kid. He's out there having fun, so that's all it's about.
Keion, I think last week when Cal basically said you were coming back, some people were still waiting for that decision. Just what was your thought process all summer? And there was all sorts of speculation what you were going to do. Just how did you decide?
I was just focused on getting better. That's all that was on the forefront of my mind. I don't know where all the hoopla and speculation came from. Probably because I didn't come out and announce it. To me, it's not really a big deal. I don't see why I should have to announce that I'm coming back to school. But, I guess that's what people look for now. But my head was just down in the gym, in the weight room, working on my conditioning, trying to get back to being 100%.
How strange a place is Kentucky that like the expectation is either you put out a statement that you're coming back or you must be leaving?
It's a little weird. It's kind of funny, but I know what I signed up for. I knew that's probably going to come with it, but like I said, I'm just so focused and locked in on getting better and trying to change my game that it didn't bother me too much. I didn't notice it too much because I was focused on what I need to do.
Keion, because there have been so many one-and-done players at Kentucky, is there peer pressure? Do you think peer pressure to leave, to get out of Kentucky?
No, not at all, and that's because of players like Emmanuel, PJ, Nick. They made it okay to come back, and they've had great success here. So, that's anywhere. My journey wasn't to be one and done. It took me a couple years, and I'm just continuing trying to get better and keep doing that, and hopefully I can reach my dream.
You mentioned changing your game. What parts of your game have you really emphasized and worked on this summer?
Just being, continue to build on my versatility, guard in multiple positions. I got to get better shooting the three, attacking people off the dribble, being more perimeter oriented. The game is changing, and I don't want to get left behind, so I got to change my game as the times come.
Keion, what's the difference between like Florida Keion, whether it was last year or the year before, and some of those big games that we saw you have, and the other Keion, the version of you that Cal, I'm not sure what happened, where Keion went today. What do you think is the difference? Have you kind of been able to pinpoint that?
It's just all about consistency. Trying to be at your best at all times. Obviously, I'm not going to feel good every game. I'm going to have some aches and pains. Just being able to push through that and continue to, give it your best every single game. Me being older now, that's something that I've really focused on is being more consistent. Because if I'm not consistent, I cannot expect my younger teammates to do the same thing. So I got to be able to go out there and, no matter how I'm feeling, give it all I got.
Yeah, you've been really good against not just Florida but Tennessee. Is it possible you just hate the color orange?
I'm not too fond of Tennessee, but they always have a good team, very well coached, and just a game that you get up for. Not saying I don't get up for all of the games, but there's a little something extra behind when we play Tennessee.
Last preseason was bizarre for you for multiple reasons. For everybody because of COVID, and then you had the injury. How much of an impact is that when you miss all of, not only what you miss with the injury, but just what you miss in team building, and how big do you think it is that basically the whole team is here June 1st together and all those restrictions are off and you guys can have a real summer together?
It means a lot. Not being able to be around your teammates, especially we get at least 4, 5, 6 new guys every year. It's tough to try to get everybody together in that short time span that we did last year. Just being able to get us all together, just not even doing much, just being around each other, laughing, joking, telling stories, that really plays a big part in how successful we can be. And then last year we missed out on that, and you can see that it didn't work out too well for us. And then the other question, me being out, it was tough because I feel like before I got hurt, I was in the best shape of my life. I felt like I was, I feel like I was really in a groove, shooting the ball and coming back, not being able to play against contact for 3 months. It was tough, but you know, I just got to play with play the hand that I'm dealt. I fought through as best I could. I'm healthy now, and I'm gonna just continue to try to get better.
Do you reflect much on last season, or is it full steam ahead, just thinking about 21, 22?
I can't be ignorant of what happened last year. It's me, especially me being a leader. I got to, you know, try to weed out some of the things that weren't successful for us last year, weed out some of the stuff that were to a detriment to us, and come in this new year with a different mindset, different mentality, to not let those things happen again, so we can be successful, you know, and get Kentucky back to where we usually are.
What's at the top of that list of the don't do's that you learned from last year?
The don't do is just, I mean, just don't put yourself before the team, really, and don't be above, you know, spending time with your teammates. That's something that's really important. Like I touched on before. You know, the more time we spend together, the more chemistry we build, the more camaraderie we build. Then when we step on the court, you feel like you don't want to let your teammate down because that's your brother. And once you build that, we're gonna be tough to beat.
Keion, you talked about being a leader. Some of the things you did off the court. You know, you served on the racial equality board. You did a few of those things with the SEC and with UK. Will you do that again this year? And what did you get out of that last year? Do you feel like there was some changes made?
I will be a part of those leadership groups and boards again this year. But what I learned from it was just a great opportunity to hear other people speak, hear other perspectives, and try to push and strive for some change. And I feel like a little bit has started to change. It's not going to happen overnight. It's a process. I understand that. But no, it was great just to be around, you know, other top athletes at different schools, from all types of ethnic backgrounds, you know, cultural backgrounds, to listen to their point of views, you know, and just take some time to reflect on myself. And I feel like I really grew from being a part of those groups.
You know, there's been a lot of weird fan interactions in the NBA playoffs, you know, bottles thrown, popcorn thrown. What do you think's going on with that? And do you worry about that when you have to go back before playing before crowds?
No, I don't really worry about that. We're not going to get into all of that, but I don't know. I think people at times lose sight of that we're humans too. I know you paid your money to watch the game, to have a good time, but that doesn't give you the right to treat us like we're some type of animals in the zoo or something. But I think they get caught up in, I can't even explain it. I can't jump into their mind and explain why they would do something like that. But just have a respect for the player that's out there. That's, you know, we're going out there to play hard, but also we're out there entertaining you at the same time. So just being able to respect us and what we do, that's all I can ask for.
Keion, you are really the only guy on this team who's played in front of a packed crowd, at least for Kentucky, so you're playing against you guys. How big a piece is that to your all success, and what are you kind of telling your teammates about what to expect when it gets back to normal?
I'm extremely excited to get back out and play in front of all our fans. My home court advantage is real. When we get rolling, the crowd gets loud, and it gives us a boost, and you know, you can affect the other team at times. I've been telling all my teammates how loud it gets, but you know, you don't really know until you experience for yourself. But like I said, I'm excited to get back out there and play, and also I want my teammates to experience that as well.
I know Cal has sort of generally said to you, or has said to us more generally, that he's asking you to do more and be more to this team. But is there anything specific that he's come to you and said, okay, now that you're the old head on this team, like here's specifically some things I hope you'll do more of?
Not necessarily, just continue to build on what I've been doing the past 2 years. I've grown a lot between my freshman and sophomore year, and I feel like I've grown a lot more between last year and now. And just continuing, you know, to get better, becoming a better leader, you know, then expanding my game. You know, like I said, on the perimeter, still being good, going down there and mixing it up. Whether I'm at the 3 or the 4, but He hasn't really pinpointed anything specifically I need to get better at. We just, me and him are working together to try to make sure that, you know, this year is different from last year. And me and him, we're on the same page. I think we should be good.
Has there been a moment since the season ended that you started to feel like this can be my team? I can take up a leadership role and guide this group?
I mean, honestly, I felt that way last year, but I got hurt. And, I mean, you try to lead as much as you can, but it gets difficult when you're not out there in the trenches with them. So you try not to be overbearing or be annoying, per se, you know, because if I get to talking too much, Jacob, he gets annoyed, so.
Oh, sorry.
So I try not to get, you know, but you got to find a healthy balance. And this year, I'm going to be healthy, and I'm going to go out there and try to lead more by example, not just vocally from the sideline. And I think that'll be a big difference with our team.
Is it easier to get in a guy's face when you're out there playing beside him?
Definitely.
Versus, you know, the guy in the street clothes?
Yeah, because you can yell at somebody, then they can respond with, well, what are you doing? Like, yeah, well, you got a point there. But, you know, when you're out there, you know, just having the respect for your teammates to try not to let them down because, you know, they're going as hard as they can. That's going to be a big part of, you know, what we're about this year. And, you know, me being a leader, one of the older guys in the group, I got to go out there and show them how it's done.
Keion, there was you and Dante were running the layup lines out there. There were definitely no easy buckets. What's it like to, you know, give those kids, you know, a moment that they'll never forget?
Oh, it's fun. Going out there and just running around with them, having a lot of fun, shooting some layups. You know, and we gotta let them know that it's not easy down there in the paint. So you better get creative, or we're gonna send it to the Raptors. But like I said, it's just fun to, you know, give them that type of experience. I'm just grateful that, you know, they're huge fans, and just the way that we can, you know, pay our respects to them too.
One of the things that Cal and others said like a lot of times last year was that the guys on last year's team kind of got all the worst and none of the best of Kentucky basketball. Now that you're back around little kids that are idolizing you and want pictures and fans, how much were the new guys last year missing out on what being a Kentucky player is normally like?
Yeah, I felt bad for them because it sucked. They didn't get to experience what really playing at Kentucky was like. Being surrounded by, you know, fans that love you and support you no matter what. And it makes you feel good. It can inspire you to go out there and play hard and play better. But, you know, when it's, you know, with COVID and these different protocols kind of shut things down, they didn't get to really experience what it's like to play here. And I know it sucks, but, you know, this year we're kind of getting back to normal, and hopefully, you know, they can really experience what it's like to be here.
I'm curious, when you're telling these guys about, you know, what this is like, is it different explaining it to a freshman who's coming out of high school versus guys who are coming in as transfers?
A little bit, because coming from another school, you kind of know what to expect as far as playing college basketball. You know, every place is different, but we're kind of same at the same time. But when you come out of high school, you have no clue what's going on. So with the high school guys, more so, you know, try to lead by example, kind of show them the way. And then, you know, with guys that's transferring in, it's more so of a, you know, taking them along with you type of thing. Because just naturally they're going to be more experienced. They're going to be able to, you know, catch on to some things quicker because it might have been the same at the old school.
Keion, how do you think Wendell Green will play at Auburn?
I hope he plays well. I know he will play well. Just hope he doesn't have a good game against us. But Wendell's a great point guard, fast, can really pass the ball. I love playing with him in high school. Got me a lot of open looks, a lot of lobs. But he's going down there. He's going to have a great season, and it should be fun playing against him this year.
What did you take from the Fort Knox visit?
It was surreal to go there and just to be around families and people that, you know, put their lives on the front line for us every single day. We just wanted to go and show our gratitude, show them that, you know, that we're grateful and we respect what they do every day. And it was real fun. And also sitting in one of those meetings with Kyle, just seeing how detail-oriented everything is, how they plan ahead, how they even talk about what happened in the past to improve on it. You know, it gave me some things, some mental nuggets, to just as far as being a leader that I can pick up on and get better at.
Anything else, guys?
Keion, was there a rock bottom moment for you last year? And is it, you know, is there any value in holding on to that memory just to as motivation not to get back there?
Hitting rock bottom was when I couldn't play for 3 months, and I mean it's in God's hands, but I can't really do anything to prevent myself from not happening again. But it did suck not being able to be around my teammates, not being able to go out there and, you know, lead and help them out when I feel like I really could have helped. But yeah, that does stick with me, to appreciate that this game can be taken away from me. And it was taken away from me for a good period of time. But moving forward, I'm just trying to focus on myself, being healthy, focusing on, you know, helping my teammates get better every day.
You got the bracelet on there. What's something about Terrence that the fans that never got to know him really last year? What do you hope that, what would you want people to know about him?
Just how great of a soul he was. Terrence made everybody around him feel good, feel welcome. He always put a smile on your face. Even days where you feel like you ain't want to do it, Terrence come around the corner yelling, smiling, being super loud, and you have no choice but to, you know, to feed off his energy, because that's just the type of person that he was. And this bracelet is just symbolizing that, you know, he's always with us at all times. I know he's looking down at us, laughing sometimes, yelling at us sometimes, but you know, just I just want people to know, like I said, how great of a soul he was and how much his energy was infectious.
Hey, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Keion.
Appreciate it, Keion.
Bro.
Good to see you again, man.